hope you're well. So I'm going to read an excerpt from The Red-Haired Girl from the Bog, The Landscape of Celtic Myth and Spirit. Highly, highly recommend this book if you're interested in these subjects. And so this excerpt is talking about trying to find a specific fact in the Celtic mythology. It seems easy enough to find the answer, just look in the book. But the Táin was composed long before writing came to Ireland. Its origins are lost in prehistory's mists. We do not even know if one poet or many created the tale. For the last half-century, since Milman Parry established the orality of Homer's works, scholars have debated the genesis of ancient masterpieces. Mircea Eliade believed that epics echo visionary journeys, while Heor Dumezil contended they describe and support social structures. However such tales originated, they were sustained through oral repetition. Our words epic and voice are cousins, but repetition is not reproduction. Themes and motifs remain constant, but new ideas were folded into epic tales, new characters added, links established to other tales. For untold generations, poets sang of Maeve's cattle raid. Then along came the written word. Literacy was viewed with suspicion by the Irish, whom Lady Gregory said believed that, quote, "There is no man able to read books who can tell a story out of the mouth." Writing's disadvantages flowed together with its advantages. Some tales were preserved, true, but most of those in the bardic curriculum were lost. Those that survived were altered in their very essence. As Walter Ong points out, literate folks picture words as having tangible reality, perhaps resting on pages in books like this. But in an oral society, words disappear even as they are spoken. In our visual culture, we speak of insight and self-image. We understand someone's point of view in order to see things their way. But a world based on ear rather than eye unfolds like a story rather than appearing like a picture, in total, all at once. Media critic Paul Rodaway has remarked that sight is before us, but sound surrounds and penetrates us. We can detach from the seen world simply by closing our eyes, but we cannot shut out the sounding world. Hearing is our deepest sense, first to develop in the womb, last to go as we die. Spoken stories flow freely as water or beer. Written down, their form is forever frozen. On the birthday of a written text, a spoken one dies. And she also has another line about something that the victors write history and myth is left to the losers, which I think speaks to the fact that so many Indigenous truths and stories become intangible, questionable myths, whereas those who are the victors get to establish the true history of things. Hey, so today I want to read a little excerpt from Magdalene Mystery's Left-Hand Path of the Feminine Christ, and it's about the etymology of the word whore. The Great Mother, birther of creation, was once known as the Great Whore. In the Semitic languages of the Middle East, whore meant cave and womb. The titular word harlot also meant womb of light, suggesting an awakened womb. Interestingly, the word most commonly used from Mary Magdalene in medieval times is the ancient priestess title of harlot. Feminist researcher Barbara Walker writes of ancient Babylon, as mother of harlots, Ishtar was called the great goddess Har. Her high priestess, the Hareen, was spiritual ruler of the city of Ishtar. In both Sumeria and Babylon, Inanna and Ishtar were called the harlots of heaven. The earliest appearance of this sacred title is in the writings of ancient Sumeria. In the Sumerian language, Her is a word of the primordial and sacred womb, as in Hor, Har, Hor. The Her is holographic, fractal, multidimensional. Its spirit resides in the womb of every living woman as well as the underworld womb of the earth, and in the primordial energies that birth and shape creation, which across culture and time have been envisioned as dragons. When we see the root word hor, har, hor, we descend into the feminine cave, and we know we are in the presence of an honorary title of a divine feminine priestess. I have a whole long list of words that are based off the root word hor, which I actually have a picture of this on my Instagram if you're interested in reading some examples. This whole book fascinating, and particularly this part talking about how at one point for women to embody their divine self through their physical body was something seen as holy and sacred, but over time the priestesses became like just dancers and entertainment, and literally the words once used as honorifics became put-downs. I think that this relates a lot to the way that we view women's sexuality and sexuality in general to this day, because we think that sexuality is like offering physical gratification to other people instead of like being in tune with your body and something sacred, and therefore it's something to judge and be seen as inappropriate, and because it's for the value of other people, not the divine, it's something that people can like judge. I recommend this book if you're interested in divine feminine power history. I got it initially because I knew that they were going to talk about the Robin Hood and Maid Marian connection to divine feminine myth, and I feel like a lot of us learn about Mary Magdalene first through the Bible, which I'm not really interested in understanding, but this made me get the perspective that like Mary Magdalene, like so many other things in the Bible, existed before and is merely something that's added into the Bible with those authors' views rather than a character that belongs to the Bible.